At age 70, Bernard Acumia has spent the better part of his adult life battling mental disorders. 37 years ago, he was diagnosed of a mental condition which has now cost him nearly everything, including his family.
I was told I'm having an anxiety. I was experiencing a severe fear. Fear that as we are doing this coverage, you are planning to come and kill me. Everyone that near me or I see around, it's as if he's coming to kill me. It was on and off like that throughout that year. But by the grace of God, the subsequent ones are not severe again.
After being discharged from the Accra Psychiatric Hospital at the time, he had a series of relapses and was taken to a prayer camp where he was nearly killed.
I experienced bitterness at the camp. And when I am sleeping, they will wake me up at 12 midnight. They will use palm front in whipping my head to my toe. I relapsed because they were telling me I should stop taking the drug. I could remember it was Sunday. I was shouting at the top of my voice. And so they brought me to a corner and then chained me. I thought of it that, no, this thing, if I don't take time, I'm going to die. So the day they removed the shackles, I left the place to Accra Psychiatric Hospital.
His life has never remained the same since then, and he has to be on medication every time. But through a series of rehabilitation processes with support from the Mental Health Society of Ghana, Bernard Acumia is doing well.
I lost everything that I was owing because it was me and my senior brother who was doing the business. The fridges, the deep freezers we were using were sold. The cars we were using, he sold them out without my knowledge. My children are not all that in good terms with me. Yes, to today. I was sick like that and able to look after the senior one. But the way I was able to look after the boy, because of my sickness, I couldn't help with the girl like that. I think she was told that I didn't do much for her.
He's just one of several thousands, if not millions, of people in Ghana suffering one form of mental illness or another. As of 2018, about 2.8 million people living in Ghana had varying forms of mental disorders. However, only 3% of the number received some form of treatment, according to the World Health Organization. Executive Secretary of the Mental Health Society of Ghana, Humphrey Kofi, says Ghana today has improved in terms of attention to mental health. But there is more to do.
Not much investment has been made in the area of mental health, though government in the last couple of years appear to have made some higher commitment in terms of budgetary allocation from the Ministry of Health to mental health. It still did not respond to their issues. So we're talking about psychotropic medicines for people with psychosocial disability. We're talking about staffing challenges. We're talking about the various aspects of human resources that will be required for a better rehabilitation of persons with psychosocial disability.
The COVID-19 pandemic has also exacerbated an already dire situation. Chief Executive Officer of the Mental Health Authority, Professor Akwesi Osei, says health facilities are seeing a sharp rise in mental health cases now. For Professor Akwesi Osei, the reasons for the spike in cases are varied.
Worldwide, we know COVID has led to increase in anxiety and depression levels by about 80%, and we have not been spared. Some people losing their jobs would have led to some people dying, and relatives bereaved would also begin to feel, how could it have been helped or otherwise. But the COVID itself, directly or indirectly, also affects people's mental health, a situation I call post-COVID traumatic stress disorder.
But is there a way out? Professor Osei says the Mental Health Authority has set out a number of interventions.
We are also looking at training mental health workers on COVID, and not only mental health workers, other health workers, and indeed general population. And we are working on that, and very soon we'll roll out the training. Patients also need to be trained, to be strengthened, to build their resilience.
Adapting to taking classes from home, with little contact with teachers and friends, and anxiety about their futures have been all too common. Executive Secretary of the Mental Health Society of Ghana, Humphrey Kofi, believes the kids need help.
The Mental Health Authority should take interest in this one. The Psychological Association of Ghana should also be interested in this one. It's having a toll on the psyche of the children. Some of them who got infected in the second cycle institutions still have their colleagues rethinking what their past seniors experienced, asking themselves whether they are also likely to experience same. So there is a threat.
Health experts are also advocating various stress therapies to mitigate the psychological impact of a pandemic on people. Myoskeletal therapist and exercise expert at Beck's Theracare Clinic, Kafui Badiga, gives some options.
And one of the things that people are encouraged to do to actually distress and to be in a good frame of mind is actually to work out and exercise. Remember, there's a saying in Greek, a sound body lives in a sound mind. A sound mind lives in a sound body. It's either way. So if the body actually is not in a good state, look, you cannot have a good frame of mind to really work, and that can affect you mentally in a lot of ways. So in these times whereby stress is way up, you really will have to condition your body in such a way that you can meet the demands, of the time.
As the world marks Mental Health Day, countries are being urged to increase investment in the sector to meet the demands of a post-COVID era. And for Bernarda Kumia, who has survived mental health disorders for nearly 40 years, it is time to offer vulnerable persons the help they need to pull through.
My 37 years experience with mental health, it's not easy though. But God has brought me back to life, which is the most important thing.
Komla Adum, TV3 News, Accra.